I wish someone told me this when I was your age. Let me start by saying this life isn't about waiting for things to come to you. It's about going out and getting it. When I was your age, I didn't know this. I was out there chasing the wrong things, making mistakes I could have avoided if I had just listened. But nobody told me. I wish someone had pulled me aside and said, listen, you're about to go on a journey, and it's not going to be what you expect. But that's okay. See, when you're young, you think you have all the time in the world, but you don't. Time moves fast. And let me tell you this, the world doesn't care how old you are. If you don't take action, if you don't grab hold of every single opportunity that comes your way, you'll look back and wonder why you didn't start sooner. That's the truth. But don't panic. It's not too late. You can start right now. Take action. Don't wait for things to come. Listen, I'm going to tell you something real, and I hope you hear me, the world out there. It's not waiting for you. It's not sitting around saying, oh, when they're ready, we'll give them a chance. No, the world is moving forward with or without you, so you better start moving with it. When I was your age, I spent way too much time waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for someone to hand me the keys to success. And guess what happened? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I was standing still while everyone else was making things happen. That's the trap a lot of us fall into. We wait. We wait for things to align, for the stars to line up just right, for someone to tell us now is the time. But let me tell you something, the time is then, although you don't have to wait. You don't have to sit on the sidelines. You've got to understand that action is what moves mountains. You may not have everything figured out, but that's okay. Take a step forward anyway. You don't need the whole picture. You don't need to see the end from the beginning. What you need is to get started right now with what you have where you are. People think they have to have everything perfect before they do anything. No, that's not how it works. Look, the moment you stop waiting and start doing, that's when things change. It's in the doing that you get clarity. It's in the doing that you learn what works and what doesn't. You're not going to learn anything by sitting there and hoping things will fall into place. You've got to take action, make mistakes, get things wrong. It's all part of the journey. But here's the thing, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. You can talk about your dreams for years, but if you never take the first step, you'll be standing in the same place when you're older, asking yourself, why didn't I just try? That's the regret you want to avoid. The kind of regret that says, I could have done it, but I didn't try. So don't sit around waiting for life to serve you up an opportunity on a silver platter. You have to go out there and grab it. You've got to show life that you're ready, you're hungry, that you won't be left behind. You're not going to find success by waiting for someone else to make it happen for you. You have to take charge of your own destiny. The moment you take action, things start moving. You'll start seeing results, and those results will lead to more opportunities. And let me be real with you sometimes. The hardest part is just getting started. But once you do, once you make that first move, everything starts to flow. The momentum you build is more powerful than any obstacle that might come your way. So stop waiting. Start now. The future doesn't care how old you are or how much experience you think you need. What matters is that you start. Take action. And trust me, the world will start moving out of your way. Don't wait for the perfect moment. I want you to listen closely to this because this is something I wish I knew earlier. There is no such thing as the perfect moment. Stop chasing it. I spent so many years in my life thinking that I had to wait for everything to line up perfectly before I took action. You know what? It never did. It's a trap. You'll wait forever and nothing will ever get done. I know how you feel. You've got big dreams, big goals, and you think, when I have this, then I'll go after it. When this happens, then I'll be ready. But here's the truth, you'll never feel completely ready. No one ever is. Nobody's sitting around waiting for everything to be perfect before they make a move. Life is unpredictable, and the world doesn't care if everything's aligned the way you want it. You've got to take the leap even when you don't have all the answers. I remember when I first started out, I had big dreams, but I thought I had to wait for the right opportunity, the right time. Let me tell you, the right time never came. And because I waited years. Years. So here's the deal. Don't sit around waiting for everything to be perfect. Perfection is an illusion. The perfect time will never arrive, and if you wait for it, you might just find yourself sitting on the sidelines of your own life. I need you to get this right now. You will learn more by taking action than you ever will by waiting for things to be just right. Every step you take, even if it's not the perfect one, will teach you something. You'll adjust, you'll grow, and you'll get closer to what you want. But that can't happen if you're still waiting on the sidelines for the world to hand you everything in a neat little package. And let me be clear, that's not to say don't plan. Don't get me wrong, planning is important. But you can't plan your way to success without action. Planning without action is just dreaming. And dreaming alone won't pay your bills, won't fulfill your purpose, and won't get you anywhere. You've got to put in the work, even if everything's not perfect. Here's the other part. One, wish someone told me there will always be obstacles. No matter when you start, no matter what you try to do, there will always be something standing in your way. You think that if you just wait, the problems will go away. They won't. The sooner you get started, the sooner you'll face those challenges and figure out how to handle them. You'll never know how strong you are until you start walking through those storms. I'm telling you, stop waiting for conditions to be ideal. There's no such thing as ideal conditions in life. The world is messy. Your journey is going to be messy. And guess what? That's okay. It's in the mess that you find the lessons, the growth, and the strength to keep going. You don't need everything to be lined up in order to take that first step. You just need to decide that you're not going to wait any longer. You'll get knocked down. You'll mess up. You'll make mistakes. But that's okay, because that's how you learn. The moment you step out of your comfort zone, the moment you start doing, that's when things start to happen. Not when everything's perfect, but when you say, you know what? I'm going for it anyway. So don't wait. The perfect moment isn't coming, and if you keep waiting, you'll miss the chance to make the most of right now. The best time to start is today. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when the stars align. The perfect moment is the one you create by taking action today. And trust me, you won't regret it. Stop trying to please everyone. Let me hit you with something real. You cannot please everyone. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, someone somewhere will always have something to say about it. And if you try to please everyone, guess what? You're going to lose yourself in the process. I spent years trying to make other people happy doing things I thought would earn me their approval, trying to live up to their expectations. And you know what happened? I was miserable. I wasn't being true to myself. I was so busy being what I thought everyone else wanted me to be, I lost sight of who I really was. I know some of you are sitting there thinking, but I want people to like me. I want to fit in. I get it. We all want to be accepted. But here's the truth: you can't make everyone happy. Some people will never be satisfied with what you do, no matter how much you bend over backward for them. Some people will criticize you, judge you, and expect more than you can give. And if you try to cater to everyone's demands, you're going to burn out. You'll give everything and get nothing in return. And that's not how life is supposed to be. Let me be clear, you have the right to say no. I didn't learn this early enough in my life. I spent too much time saying yes to things I didn't want to do just to keep people happy. But every time I said yes to someone else, I was saying no to myself. I was saying no to my dreams, no to my peace of mind, no to my own happiness. But I didn't realize it at the time. You need to understand something really important. Your worth does not depend on other people's opinions of you. Your value isn't determined by how much you give to others or how much they like you. Your worth is in who you are, not in how much you do to keep everyone else happy. If you're constantly chasing someone else's approval, you'll never find peace, because there will always be someone else, always another opinion, always another person telling you what you should do or who you should be. And that is exhausting. It's a game you can't win because the rules keep changing. The moment I realized that I didn't need to please everyone was the moment I truly started living. That's when I started to focus on what makes me happy, what fulfills me, what aligns with my values. I stopped wasting time trying to be what others wanted me to be. Instead, I started being who I was meant to be. And you know what? That's when people started respecting me for who I really am, not for the version of me I was pretending to be. Let me tell you, being yourself is enough, is more than enough. You don't have to dim your light to make other people comfortable. Don't shrink yourself to fit into a box that wasn't made for you. You were created to stand out, to be different, to bring your own unique energy into this world. And if people can't accept that, that's on them, not you. Now, I'm not saying go out there and just be rude or dismissive. I'm not saying you should disregard people or stop caring about the people who matter. But what I am saying is stop putting everyone else's needs and wants ahead of your own. Stop living your life trying to please people who wouldn't think twice about leaving you in the dust if it suited them. Stop letting people's opinions control how you live your life. You're too valuable to keep bending to fit their expectations. It's your life. Live it on your terms. You don't need anyone else's validation to succeed. You don't need permission to be yourself. Stop trying to be what others expect and start being who you were made to be. You'll find peace, you'll find joy, and most importantly, you'll find freedom. So stop trying to please everyone. Start pleasing yourself. And I promise you, when you do that, everything else will fall into place. Value your time. Listen to me right now, your time is your most precious asset. It's more valuable than money, more valuable than material things. You can always make more money. You can buy new clothes, new cars, new houses, but you can never, and I mean never, get back a single second of time once it's gone. Every minute you waste, every hour you don't use wisely is time you'll never get back. Now, I get it. When you're young, time seems like it's endless. You think you've got all the time in the world to figure things out, to chase your dreams, to do what you want. But let me tell you something, time is a thief. It will steal from you without you even realizing it. 1 minute you're 18, full of hopes and dreams. Then before you know it, you're in your 30s, looking back, wondering where did all the time go. Remember, you don't have all the time in the world. You've got this moment. You've got today. Don't waste it. Your time is your most precious resource. Start valuing it. When you do, everything in your life will start to change for the better. Dream big. Let me tell you something right now, and I want you to hear me loud and clear. Don't be afraid to dream big. I'm talking about dreams that make you nervous, dreams that scare you just a little bit, dreams so big that when you tell someone about them, they look at you like you're out of your mind. Those are the dreams I'm talking about, the kind that push you out of your comfort zone, the kind that make you question, can I really do this? Let me be real with you. You're never going to get anywhere if you keep playing it small. You know how I know that? Because I did it. I spent way too many years living in fear, afraid to dream big because I thought I wasn't good enough, or I didn't deserve it, or I wasn't capable. But let me tell you this, you are capable of far more than you think. Don't let your doubts or your past hold you back. You are made for greatness, but you've got to start by believing in the power of your dreams. I want you to understand these dreams aren't just for the lucky few. They're for anyone who's willing to go after them, no matter how big they seem. I came from nothing. I didn't have connections. I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth, and I didn't know a thing about how to make my dreams a reality. But I had a dream, and I chased that dream with everything I had. I chased it when people laughed at me. I chased it when I had nothing but a pocket full of hope. And I'm here to tell you, dreams can come true, but you've got to dream big. Now, let me be clear, dreaming big doesn't mean you're not going to face obstacles. In fact, it almost guarantees that you will. When you dream big, the world will try to knock you down. People will doubt you. They'll tell you your dreams are impossible. But here's what you need to know. Other people's doubts are none of your business. What matters is what you believe. You've got to be willing to stand firm in your vision, no matter how crazy it looks to the outside world. I'm sure there were people who looked at me when I was starting out and thought, this man is dreaming way too big. He'll never make it. But I didn't let that stop me. Your dream is yours, and only you know what it's worth. So don't let anyone's small thinking convince you to think small. I don't care if they laugh at you. I don't care if they think you're crazy. You keep dreaming. You keep pushing forward. And here's the thing, when you dream big, you'll start to see opportunities that you never thought were there. You'll start attracting people who can help you, people who share your vision, people who will stand with you even when things get tough. When you set your sights high, you send a message to the universe that you're ready for more. And trust me, the universe will respond. But don't make the mistake of thinking dreaming big is just about the outcome. It's not just about the fancy house, the money, the recognition. The real power of dreaming big is in the journey. It's in who you become while you're chasing that big dream. The person you'll be 5, 10, 20 years from now will be shaped by the struggles, the challenges, and the lessons you learn along the way. And when you get there, when you reach that big dream, you won't just have the dream. You'll have the wisdom, the strength, the character, and the resilience that comes from doing the work. But here's what you have to do first. You have to take the first step. You have to decide right now that you're done playing small, that you're done settling for a life that doesn't excite you, a life that doesn't push you to be your best. It's time to dream big and then take massive action toward those dreams. Every day, even when it feels impossible, even when you feel like you're not making progress, keep going. You might be thinking, I don't have the resources or I don't know where to start. Well, let me tell you something. Start with what you have. Use what's in your hands right now. Because the truth is, you don't need everything to get started. You just need to start. Once you take that first step, everything else will start to fall into place. But you've got to be bold enough to take that first step, even when you don't know how it's going to work out. You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to move forward. When I started chasing my dreams, I didn't have it all figured out. But I knew one thing for sure: I wasn't going to let fear stop me. You can't either. So dream big. Dream so big it scares you. Dream bigger than anyone ever expected you to dream. Your dreams are worth it. You're worth it. Now go out there and show the world what you're capable of. You are enough. Let me tell you something that I wish someone had told me years ago. Something that could have saved me a lot of heart hotch and self-doubt. You are enough. Right now, as you are, without anything extra, without needing to prove a single thing to anybody, you are enough. And don't just hear me, feel me on this, because this right here is the truth you need to carry with you every single day. You see, the world is going to try to tell you otherwise. It's going to put up billboards, social media posts, and magazine covers trying to convince you that you're missing something, that you're not smart enough, not rich enough, not pretty enough, not talented enough. But let me tell you, that's all noise. That's a distraction to keep you from seeing just how incredible and capable you really are. I know what it's like to feel like you're not enough. I've been there. I've looked in the mirror and thought, man, if I just had this or if I could change that, maybe then I'd be good enough. But let me tell you something, trying to measure up to someone else's idea of enough is a losing game. You'll never win that race because the finish line keeps moving. It's like chasing the wind. It's exhausting and it'll leave you empty every time. Here's what I need you to understand. You are already equipped with everything you need to be great. It's in you. It's been in you since the day you were born. Your talents, your personality, your experiences, everything you've been through, the good and the bad, it's all part of what makes you enough. You don't have to try to be someone you're not. You don't have to check off anyone else's boxes. You are enough just as you are. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't grow. I'm not saying you shouldn't push yourself to be better. But hear me when I say that self-improvement doesn't mean self-rejection. Wanting to grow is beautiful, but it should come from a place of knowing you're already enough, not from thinking you're somehow lacking. Growth isn't about becoming enough. It's about becoming more of the amazing person you already are. And don't let anybody make you feel small. People love to put others down because it makes them feel bigger. They'll tell you that you're not enough to go after your dreams or that you don't deserve the love and respect you're seeking. But let me tell you, those people don't define you. Their words don't determine your worth. You've got to know deep down in your soul that you are enough, no matter what anybody says. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you really celebrated yourself? Not for what you've done, but just for who you are. Because so often we're out here chasing goals, hitting milestones, and ticking off boxes, but we forget to stop and appreciate the person behind all of that. You, the person who's been through challenges and came out stronger, the person who's kept going even when it felt impossible. That person deserves love. That person deserves to know they're enough. You see, the moment you realize that you're enough, something powerful happens. You stop living for other people's approval. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop wasting time trying to fit into someone else's mold. Instead, you start walking in your purpose. You start showing up as your true self. And let me tell you, when you show up as the real you, there's nothing you can't achieve. Because the world doesn't need a copy of someone else, it needs you. So, if you've been doubting yourself, if you've been feeling like you're not enough, I want you to stop right now. I want you to take a deep breath and say these words, I am enough. Say it again, louder this time, I am enough. Keep saying it until you believe it. Because it's true. It's always been true. You are enough, just as you are, flaws and all. You're not a mistake, you're not too much, and you're not too little. You are exactly who you were meant to be. And the world is waiting for you to realize that. So take these words to heart. Don't wait, don't settle, and don't let fear control you. Your future is waiting for you to show up. Now go out there and make it happen.